Hello, I am Simon of Moonstar Board Games. I love board games so much that I run a board game company, and in this series, what I like to do is I like to talk about games which I really like, why I like them, and hopefully encourage you to consider giving the game a go. Now, these are games of other companies, and I will tell you what the company that made this is. This is not how to play these games. So if you want to know more about the details of how to play a game, please go and look those up. In this, I'm just going to give you a high-level overview as well as, again, why I enjoy the game. So this is today's video. This is Onitama. Onitama is the game you play with people who like chess. Okay, let me say this. Let me say this very precisely. Onitama is a game that you play with people who really like chess, but who can beat you very handily at chess. Because Onitama will scratch the same itch for that person as chess does. But because they haven't played the game enough, and because Onitama is far more variable, they will not be able to just simply crush you. Although for sure, it's still a spatial game. You're still conducting spatial reasoning. Some people are just better than others at that kind of thing. But if you know someone who really likes chess, this is probably a perfect gift for them. If you're kind of fed up getting beaten by someone at chess, then Onitama might be something that you would bring along and say, "Hey, can we play this, please? Because I'm fed up with getting spanked." So in Onitama, it's still a grid-based system. In Onitama, you will have, it's a beautiful production as well. It's really nice production of this game. In this game, you play either blue or red. You have your king, I guess you can say, or master pawn, I think, and then you have a variety of smaller pawns that will go on either side. I'm not going to show the game setup. Again, this is not how to play. Your goal is to get, you can win by either one of two things. You can get your master pawn into your opponent's seat, zone, area, or you can play in order to capture your opponent's king, or master pawn as it's called. So you can play a card, and we'll talk about that in a second. This is a card-driven game. In this game, I do have the Way of the Wind expansion. Never played it. I'll be quite honest with you. I haven't played the other expansions either. I just saw before doing this that they're like $10 each, and for a second I was like, But no, I have Way of the Wind. I'm not. No, Simon, you're not buying those other expansions. This is enough. Back to how to play the game. In the game, you have all of these cards, and these cards are effectively how you can move. So, let me keep this down. In this card, with either my pawn or my master king, this is where they are. I can go up one, or these two, or this one, right? Every single card is different. This one, you can do it, these two. There's these little sayings. It's a very abstract game. There's an attempt at theme, which is more than can be said of chess, but it's still a very abstract game. There are some very interesting movements that you can do, where you have your pawn or your master pawn here, and they can move back one, or they can go all the way over quite far. At the start of the game, each player randomly draws two of these cards. Each player randomly draws two. And then at the side of the map, a fifth card is placed. When a player takes a turn, say for instance, they want to use this turtle card, once they have moved their pawn or their master pawn according to this turtle, they will place it into the middle. They will place it here, and they will take the card that is that's already there. So by playing this card, I am allowing this card to go to my opponent's hand when they then play their turn. They know they're going to get this for their next turn. So there's a really interesting dynamic where you want to be able to affect your goal of getting your master pawn up here, or being able to take the opponent's master pawn. Let me just show you the pawns. So there are four pawns each here are your small pawns. Here is your master pawn. Each player has 4 pawns and 1 master pawn. You want to get your master up here, or take your the other master with a pawn or a master pawn, but you're giving them the tools in which to beat you too, because every time you make a move, that card is going to the side. The next player can then play one of their cards, and they're going to get this card. And especially for powerful cards like Giraffe or Kirin, this is a pretty powerful card because you can move quite far, right? You can move really far over spaces as well. I have some Wind Spirit cards here, which, like I say, I've never played, which are more intricate. They look interesting, but honestly, I don't think you need them. I think, again, this game, I love this game. Not played it a huge amount, not compared to other games that are in this series, where I've played those games dozens upon dozens of times. I played Onitama maybe like 10, 12 times. Because it's the game that I use when I know I'm going to be playing someone who is real good at chess. And I know people who are real good at chess, and so I like chess. I used to run daily puzzles and used to have a chess.com account, and we play those games. But the truth is, that game is not in a place where it's fun for 99% of people to play. That's genuinely how I feel about chess. 99% of people don't enjoy chess. Onitama, because its variable setup, in which cards and just how many different movement cards there are, means that this is a game which isn't super solvable, and you are very literally, where did I put that? You're very literally just winning this game on being good at spatial reasoning or not. Now, that does mean that people who don't like chess, might like Onitama. People who hate chess won't like Onitama. Does that make sense? Like, if you don't like chess because you don't like losing, then you might like Onitama. If you don't like chess because you don't like spatial reasoning and grid-based abstract games, Onitama probably isn't going to change that person's mind or your mind. But if you do like chess, I think you'll love Onitama. And I feel like if you're really good at chess and you really like to play chess, that this is a game that you might want to play against other people who play chess, because it's not. I'm sure an insane study could be done of Onitama, right? Maybe in 200 years, Onitama will be at the status that chess is, and we'll have optimal play, and we'll have engines, and we'll have openings, and if you get this card, I get with this other card combo, with this card in the middle, that you'll know what the optimal move is. But Onitama is nowhere near that. Like right now, it's nowhere near that. So if you're really good at chess, and you're kind of fed up of it being just a memorization game of openings and optimal moves, then Onitama might be a nice game to play with other chess people to see, all right, neither of us know how to play this game. So let's see who can map out this game better than the other. Who has better spatial reasoning and deduction with a game that neither of us have played and which hasn't been solved, and which hasn't. I'm not saying chess being boiled down to memorization, that's craziness, but there aren't books on how to play Onitama where if you do the Venetian, or your opponent does the Venetian, this is your response, and then that's their response, and this is their response for it to be classical. Like, For Onitama, I think it's a great abstract game. It's a nice coffee table game as well because it looks so good. It really does. This game on the table, it looks really, really pretty. It's such a nice production. They did a great job. The game is by Arcane Wonders, and the designer is, I forgot to say this at the start, I think, Shinpei Sato. Shinpei Sato. Um, great, great game. It's a Dice Tower Essential as well, if that means anything to you. But it's a great game. It's a great chess replacement. It's a great gift for people who like chess. And if you are very good at chess and you know other people who are very good at chess, maybe play a game of Onitama and see who's actually good at chess and who's good at memorizing chess moves or the adequate or optimal chess move. Anyway, thank you very much. I am going to now prevent myself from purchasing the Sensei's Path $10 expansion for Onitama. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.